सर्वधर्मस्थापकत्वं सर्वधर्मस्वरूपकः आचार्याणां महाचार्यो रामकृष्णाय ते नमः. O establisher of all the faiths, embodiment of all the religions, the greatest teacher among all the teachers, O Sri Ramakrishna, my salutations to you. Namaste, pranam. In order to teach Sri M how one should meditate upon the formless aspect of the God, Sri Ramakrishna had taken him to the reservoir in that temple complex of Radha Krishna. The reservoir where the fish were tame and where fish were reared without any harm being caused to the fish. There was no fear of any fisherman coming with the net. There was no fear of anyone catching the fish, taking them out. No. The fish in that reservoir were so lovingly and compassionately reared over there. In all the joy, without a tinge of any fear, without any tinge of fear of fisherman's net will come and grab us in that net. The fish were so joyously swimming. And pointing to those fish, Sri Ramakrishna had told M, look at the fish. Meditating on the formless God is like swimming joyously like this fish. These fish were like those Nitya Jivas that Sri Ramakrishna had told about the 4 types of Jivas, you remember? The Baddha Jiva, the Mumukshu, the Mukta Jivas and the Nitya Jivas. 3 types of Jivas they can get trapped in the net of the fisherman. The Baddha Jivas, they are trapped forever. Without realizing they are trapped, and they are enjoying their entrapment in that net, in the net of Mahamaya. The Mumukshus, they realize they are trapped and their struggle starts. They want to get free. Their effort starts to get out of this net. Their effort starts, how can I get out of this net? How can I get out of this trap? I'm held so securely. I want to get free. And their struggle starts. They are the seekers for liberation. They are the mumukshus. Then there are a few mukta jivas who are very close to the borderline of being in the net and being out the net. The moment they start seeing the net coming in, they will make way out of that compass of the net. They will just go away. But then there are Nitya Jivas. They are ever-free souls. They are not bothered about this net. They are in their own blissful mood. They are in their own blissful conscious mood. They are enjoying their free swim without any fear of the fisherman's net. The fisherman's net doesn't reach them. So these fish in that reservoir, they are like those Nitya Jivas. They don't have any fear. They don't have any worry. They don't have any botheration. So joyously they are swimming in this reservoir. Exactly like this, one should jump into the ocean of Satchidananda, the ocean of bliss and consciousness, and joyously swim in that ocean. Meditate on that formless aspect of the God which you are so much in favor of, which you like so much to meditate upon, that formless aspect of the God. So that is how, meditating on the formless aspect of the God, the devotee should jump in the ocean of Satchidananda and swim like this, swim joyously like this fish, who have no fear at all, who have no worries at all. That was Sri Ramakrishna's most compassionate teaching and the practical demonstration. How, since M had this inclination towards worshipping the formless aspect of the God. Now that visit is over, then comes the date of June 25th, 1883. It is a Monday, and Sri Ramakrishna has come to the house of his most beloved disciple, Sri Balaram Bose. Sri Ramakrishna is sitting with Rakhal and M, and he's into the partial ecstasy. He's into the mood of that samadhi. Then he again and again he comes down and he starts talking to his most intimate disciples. Sri Ramakrishna says, let me assure you that a man can realize his inner self through sincere prayer. This is the assurance that Sri Ramakrishna is giving. None other than the incarnation, Sri Ramakrishna, giving this assurance. Let me assure you that a man can realize his inner self through sincere prayer. If that person is sincere, if that devotee is sincere in his prayer, he will have the awareness, he will have the realization of the inner self. But to the extent that he has the desire to enjoy worldly objects, his vision of the self becomes obstructed. If he has even a minute desire to enjoy the things worldly, if he has even a tinge of desire to enjoy any of these worldly attractions, his vision of self gets obstructed. It gets blocked, and the person can never have this self-realization, this Atma Jnana. And then the moment Sri Ramakrishna spoke these words, Sri M gave his comment. He said, "Yes, sir, you always ask us to plunge into God. You always keep on telling your intimate disciples, plunge into God, plunge into God, plunge into God. Seek no worldly enjoyments." This is Sri Ramakrishna's advice to all his intimate disciples. Seek no worldly enjoyments. And that is what he had told to Goswami also. That you people are following both the path of yoga and bhoga. But now your path of bhoga should be limited only to the extent of praying to the God sincerely. Pray to God, pray to God. That you make your path of bhoga. No more worldly enjoyments for the seekers of God. Even if you are leading a householder's life, forego any of those attractions, forego any of those desires of enjoying those attractions. Plunge into God. So Sri M pointed out and agreed with Sri Ramakrishna, you always ask us to plunge into God. And then Sri Ramakrishna joyously, he is very happy that yes, M has picked up whatever teachings I have been imparting to these intimate disciples. M has picked up. I always keep on telling them, plunge into God. So very joyously Sri Ramakrishna says, yes, that is it. Let me tell you that the realization of self is possible for all without any exception. Now this is another great statement Sri Ramakrishna has made. He said each and every being in this creation is entitled to have the self-realization. It is possible for each and every being. No being can evade self-realization. No being can escape from self-realization. Now this is a great statement Sri Ramakrishna has made. But then Sri M, who has also been studying Sri Ramakrishna's teachings, he points out something on this particular teaching that Sri Ramakrishna has given. Sri M says, that is true, sir, but God is the doer. You know, Sri Ramakrishna always says, God is the doer. The other people, we are just instruments in your hand. So Sri M has taken a thread from that teaching and now he is sharing that thread with Sri Ramakrishna. That is true, sir, but God is the doer. He works through different beings in different ways, according to their capacity to manifest the divine. God gives to some full spiritual consciousness and others he keeps in ignorance. Now Sri Ramakrishna has given us this teaching that God gives, manifests himself in different beings in different the categories. God is manifesting in all the beings, but the power of manifestation is different from one person to another. Like he had told Pandit Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, that yes, God has given different power of manifestation in different individuals. That's why Pandit Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar is so great in his knowledge, so great in his compassion. He is different from other ordinary, the evil type of people, ordinary people who are not bothered about the ill times of other people. So that is how it happens. Sri Ramakrishna says that God has given different powers to different beings. Now M has taken that as a thread in talking about Sri Ramakrishna's teaching. Now Sri Ramakrishna counters, I have said that, yes, that is true, but again, Sri Ramakrishna says each and every being is capable of self-realization. Sri M says God has given different powers to different beings. To some people, He has given full control of spiritual consciousness. Go, you are fully controlled. You can enjoy your spiritual consciousness like the Nitya Jivas. But Baddha Jivas, they are all trapped. So that is what Sri M wants to point out. But then Sri Ramakrishna says, no, 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 that is not so. Hmm? One should pray to God with a longing heart, even if the jiva is a Baddha jiva, even if that jiva has been caught in the net of Mahamaya. If that jiva starts praying to God with a longing heart, he will find a way out. God certainly listens to the prayers if it is sincere. There is no doubt about that, Sri Ramakrishna says. That is for sure that Baddha Jivas, they are ignorant. They don't know the ways of God. But by the mercy of God, by the grace of God, if those Baddha Jivas also start praying to Lord with the longing heart, with the most yearning, with great sincerity, God will listen to their prayers. They cannot escape the attainment of self-realization, Sri Ramakrishna says. God has given different powers to different that, yes, that is true. But even those people who have no power to go after God realization, if somehow they get into that stage of moksha and start realizing we have been trapped, start realizing that we have to come out of this net, and they start praying to God with the longing heart, then God certainly listens to prayer if it is sincere. There is no doubt about it, Sri Ramakrishna says. Then another devotee says, yes sir, there is this I consciousness in us, therefore we must pray. Even if I am the most bound soul, the I consciousness is still there. I know I want to enjoy. I want to gratify my senses. I am a Baddha Jiva, fine. But the I consciousness is still there, and this devotee says, yes, sir. Because I consciousness is there even in the bound souls, they should also start praying. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, a man should reach the Nitya, the absolute, by following the trail of the Leela, the relative. There is always, there are these two stages. There is something Nitya, there is something eternal, there is something permanent. The Satchidananda Brahman, which is the absolute, which is the Nitya, which is the eternal, which is the permanent. And this entire creation is Leela. It is all relative. It is all ephemeral, it is all temporary, it is all momentary. But one should make use of this temporary, one should make of this relative, one should make of this Leela of the God to reach the absolute. And for that, Sri Ramakrishna gives a wonderful example of the stairs and the roof. Again, he has told us this example earlier also. Now Sri Ramakrishna tells this example. It is like reaching the roof by stairs. After realizing the absolute, he should climb down to the relative and live on that plane in the company of devotees, charging his mind with the love of God. That is my final and most mature opinion. Sri Ramakrishna says, no doubt about it, there are these two aspects of something which is eternal, something which is everlasting, something which is immortal, something that we call Satchidananda. And then we also have this creation, which is a relative existence, which is a temporary existence, which is a momentary existence. But using this momentary existence, one should reach the absolute. Using the staircase, there is a staircase in the house, we climb the staircase and reach the roof. Now, in this analogy of example, roof is the permanent feature. The staircase, maybe today's staircase are coming this way. Tomorrow, if the house is being restructured, we will demolish this staircase from this place. We will build another staircase. Or if there is no staircase, we will put a ladder and we will climb. There are so many ways of climbing the roof. The Leela can be in so many forms. So reach the roof, stepping the stairs, using this Leela, using this relative, using this temporary thing in the world called as the creation, reach the top. But then Sri Ramakrishna says, one cannot remain at the top forever. From there, one has to come down. One has to come down again. And then, after realizing the ultimate, after realizing the eternal, one again comes down and starts living in the plane of relative. We again start living the creation. But that living should be different from what it was before reaching the roof. Once you get the knowledge of the roof, then you can come down to the house, but always remember the roof. That is the permanent. You have seen the permanent. You have realized the self. Never forget that. And then you come down on the lower plane. You come down and start living this world with all those temptations around you, but you are not bothered about those temptations. You are not attracted towards those attractions. Now you know you have the self realization. So always remember that point of contact with the absolute, and remain in the relative. And Sri Ramakrishna says, that is my final and my mature conviction, my mature opinion. And then Sri he further elaborates, God has different forms. It is not that God is only one, either with form or formless. God is formless as well as with form, and not only one form. God has different forms, various forms. He sports in different ways. He sports as Ishvara, he sports as Deva, he sports as man, he sports as the universe. He is sporting in all this creation in so many diverse forms. We see all this diversity in the creation. It has something basic as the unity in that diversity. God is that unity in all this diverse creation that we are seeing. Each and every atom of this creation is filled with the God. In every age, he descends to earth in human form as an incarnation to teach people love and devotion. There is the instance of Chaitanya. Now, since recently they had gone to attend that festival of flattened rice, the association with Chaitanya was so very strong in Sri Ramakrishna's persona. So he gives here example as an incarnation of God, Sri Chaitanya. One can taste devotion and love of God only through his incarnations. Nobody can teach us what is true love. Nobody can teach us what is the way to God. Only incarnations can teach us. And here Sri Ramakrishna is himself teaching us this great truth. Infinite are the ways of God's play, but what I need is love and devotion. God is playing in so many ways. God is playing in so many ways, but among those ways, Sri Ramakrishna says, the love that God plays in the way of knowledge, God plays in the way of yoga, God plays in the way of so many things. But Sri Ramakrishna says, I want love and devotion as the play of God. One can taste devotion and love of God only through incarnations. Infinite are the ways of God's play, but what I need is love and devotion. I don't need knowledge. I don't need knowledge. I don't need meditation. I don't need hatha yoga. I need love and devotion. I want only the milk. I want only the milk. And milk comes from the udder of the cow. Incarnation is the udder. The incarnation of God is the udder, which is giving us that free flow of milk. That udder of the cow, the incarnation is giving us that free flow of milk, but we are reluctant to accept. We are reluctant to drink even a drop of that milk, which God is so compassionately, so willingly is eager to give it to us. That udder of the cow is filled with milk of love and devotion, but we try to shy away from it. And Sri Ramakrishna says, I want only that love and devotion. I want only that milk from the udder, which is the incarnation. The milk comes from the udder of the cow. The incarnation is the udder. Now, Sri Ramakrishna has given us What is the role these incarnations are playing? What is the role Sri Ramakrishna is playing in our lives? That he's showering that milk of love and devotion. He's showering that milk of love and devotion, but we are hesitant to take it. We want to go into that the drain of worldly enjoyments rather than drinking this drinking this everlasting joy and bliss of the milk of love and devotion. So that is Sri Ramakrishna's teaching to us on this particular day of the 25th June 1883. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.